Yo, what's the word? I'm back at it again with another video. And I just want to say, I just want to, I want to get on here and say a couple things. A lot's happened in the last couple days. A lot has happened in this past, week or so. And I just want to get on here and address a couple things before I get into the meat and potatoes of what this video is all about. But last video I uploaded, title, we're in hell, so I might as well lock in, something like that. That garnered in like a couple hundred views, which obviously it's a couple hundred views, but it's a couple hundred views, and I'm just so appreciative and blessed because now I know that I'm out there. And since I know that I'm out there, I'm gonna obtain as much limelight as I possibly can. I've got a lot of things coming up. I'm gonna be having a trip coming up soon. Expect a lot of shit coming from that. Videos and projects should be approaching more. I'm starting editing. I'm working on a video project talking about nature and art. Initially it was just kind of like a yap sesh, but I feel like there's something profound in there that can really be tapped into, and I really want to challenge myself to get to the bottom of it. So things are on the up. There's a lot of things happening, in spite of the long pause. But I mean, there's no exact science to this. I'm just doing this. I'm just trying to get my voice out there. I'm just trying to be heard. I'm just trying to make it so that I get to the place where I gotta go. You feel? Gotta stay hydrated. This weather is crazy. That's another thing. This weather has been pissing me the fuck off. Can we please? Okay, haha, Fruity Love Island. That was funny. Can we please now get back to being serious and caring about the planet before it is too late? I don't want to go through a blistering winter entering spring. I don't want to go through 100-degree weather one day and then in the next week it's raining. I'd like there to be some sort of consistency. So yeah, let's build some sort of coalition, bro, and hope the CIA doesn't murk us. Anyways, I'm on here 3 minutes into the video to talk about Project Hail Mary. So Project Hail Mary is the new Ryan Gosling movie that is out right now, and I just came from the movie theater, and this was like a spontaneous trip because the thing is, I want to be in movie theaters more often. I feel like cinema is a very, very important thing to me, and I was just talking to my mom earlier today, and I was telling her I want my shits to be cinematic experiences. Hey, if I release something and it's on streaming and it makes some money and it makes some traction, yeah, that's cool, and I'll be appreciative of it. Blessings are blessings at the end of the day. But ultimately, I love people gathering together and sharing a space and sharing an experience, and doing so in a movie theater and being able to see yourself in these stories. And Project Hail Mary, it was on my radar, and I had seen the trailer for it a couple months back. One of the first trailers. It looked promising, and it looked interesting, and it looked very, very cool. So then with that, I was just kind of okay, yeah, I'll put it on the list. I'll put it on the watch list. We'll see. And then, it approached, and over time, I was just okay, I went to the movie theaters, kept seeing it on posters, and I was just okay, I gotta check it out. Didn't realize that it came out so soon, so immediately hopped on the chance I had. And I'm gonna watch a movie later today. Yes. Gosh, I love cinema. I love you so much. Please don't die. Please stay forever. Outlive me, please. Gosh, I love movies. So, Project Hail Mary. I really did not expect what I got. I really didn't. First off, from this, just the cinematography is so beautiful. I saw it in laser, and it was just so fun to see how it plays with camera movements and camera placement, blocking, as well as just the composition. Like, it's a very beautiful looking movie with a lot of personality in its visual language. Dealing with the opening sequence also kind of stood out, where it was like highly the edit was pretty fast, and Ryan Gosling wakes up and he's got long hair and all this other shit, and you're just thinking like, hey, like, what the hell's going on? And then quickly you start to realize, oh shoot, he's in this predicament that he's in, because I'm not trying to give spoilers, excuse me, but he's in the predicament that he's in. And the fun in that is figuring out, like, okay, how is this scientist going to navigate saving the world, saving the solar system, right? How do they do it? And what what led up to it, and what comes afterwards, right? And so again, based off of that trailer, you're probably thinking it's gonna go one way. And maybe it did show in the trailer what was finna happen, and I just didn't see it. But I did not expect the second half. And the second half really just like hammered it home, I feel. Because I won't lie, throughout, I think there were some moments when I felt like certain sequences dragged out too long, and they do this thing where they go back in time, right? They flip. It's a non-linear movie in terms of its structure and how it's told. And so as it's cutting back and forth, I feel like there were times when things could have been elaborated more thoroughly. Like, I was really interested in knowing more about the how do I phrase it? Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna get it. Trust. I wanted to know more about the team, right? The excursion, right? The team that gets sent off for Project Hail Mary, right? And I think over time, like, it gets really interesting. And I think I don't want to diss on the editing or make it seem like I do better or anything like that, like, not at all. But I feel like if there was a different cut, where, let's say, there's something that happens near the end, and maybe that's not the whole point, right? Because I think then if you start things off with in a certain way, then maybe that can kind of throw things off, right? But near the end, when Ryan Gosling's character is presented with his predicament and he's rejecting it, it gets scary. It gets really, really tense. And that's another thing that I really vibe with this movie, is that it touches on some, I don't want to say it touches, or yeah, it kind of branches out into different genres. It's sci-fi, it's a buddy, it's a adventure movie. It deals with, like, the government, right? All that stuff. I won't lie, I was lost half the way, right? I was in that theater eating my pretzel bites, not knowing half the shit that they were saying. Like, oh, and astro plunge. Like, okay, yeah, for sure. I understood the astral plunge and that, but sometimes I think, I don't know if it was my theater or if it's the movie itself, but I think the sound mixing was just a little off, and it was hard to kind of decipher what was being said, and what was like going on, and to really articulate the points. It requires some rewatches. It requires some rewatches for sure. But still, it does so much, and it has so much fun, and that's what I love. It is goofy. It is ridiculous, it's silly, but it is heartfelt, and it is emotional, and that's what I really, really dug. I really dig, like I said, the second half I feel like was a really strong second half, and there was just, you get so invested in what's going, you get invested in the characters. The characters and the dynamics is this movie's strength. It brought me to tears. It really did bring me to tears, and I wasn't expecting that. The performances were good. Ryan Gosling, he gives a solid performance as always. I wasn't expecting Lionel Boyle. Boy, man, I'm a feel like a fake fan. Odd Future niggas, please don't hang me. But Lionel from Odd Future and from The Bear, he was in this movie too, and he was pretty dope too. He plays a fun character. The homegirl, she's a very interesting character in that she's just doing what she feels is right, and she's burdened by coming up with Project Hail Mary and making sure that everything goes smoothly, because literally the fate of the world is at hand, and she understands the geopolitical implications of things. This isn't a political movie, and I think that's another thing that helps, because I'm not gonna lie, this is a good movie to just escape from without thinking too much about the shit going on. I mean, it kind of does lean into themes of the downfall of humanity, and what happens when resources get scarce, and what happens when we're met with these circumstances where in a short amount of time we got to be able to make sure everybody's good and everybody's secure, but again, we got to make sure everybody's secure, and everybody don't want to make sure that everybody's secure, you feel me? So it dips its toe into that, but I'm happy that it doesn't lean fully into it. It's a feel-good movie, and I feel like we are lacking feel-good movies and movies with happy endings. I got scared. I'm not gonna lie. Without getting into it, it damn near felt like this movie ended 5 different times, right? But still, I feel like it leaves with a satisfying conclusion. And it just proves that original movies can make bank, because I another thing that prompted me to go, sue me if this is vain or if this comes off as vain. I don't intend to, but whatever. Hearing that it opened it opened and it was a success, like that also helped me. That helped like really sell it for me, because it's just like, oh shit, like original movies. Who knew that original movies and original ideas and risk taking and risk taking can get you so far? Because also the directing too, I think there's really it's a very stylized movie. It's very interesting because it's shot I don't want to say it's shot in film. I'm not gonna say that, but they play with the aspect ratio. They play with the cameras, and I think they might have mixed in IMAX with digital, or maybe they did use film cameras. Again, I don't want to spread nothing. That's an area that I want to get better at. But they switch in between. There's darker, or it's more harsh and more dark and more bleak when it's cutting to the past, versus cutting to the present when we're in outer space, and there's some beautiful visuals. Again, the cinematography, the directing, the shots, it's just magnifique. The mise en scène, you know, I'm gonna use the big words and shit, bro. The mise en scène, the fucking the blocking and the framing and the composition, like it's just all beautiful. Like it's really a work of art, and I highly recommend. If you just stumbled across this video and you were just like, you know what, let me just see what's up. Okay, Project Hail Mary, go watch it. Go watch it. It is worth your time. It's worth the investment. Feel good cinema is up. Feel good cinema is up. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you for listening. Expect more shit coming, and yeah. Oh wait, bye.